evidence of an higher power, as it has thus been a certain threshold of foolishness have I wanted to convey in order to give to another the same who seeks after learning and knowledge. Such a certain threshold of foolishness, which at the last should render unto such a one patience among other things, as Paul thus spake, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. Nevertheless, for all is vanity. Hopefully the following may be a small number of examples of how we, man, are not entirely in and of ourselves. Can the tomato seed bear lemons? Can the orange seed bear apples? Are they not grown after their own manner? Wherein then is speech? Cannot it be as apples unto the one, and as to oranges as to another? Take, for example, Solomon in the book of Songs, speaking thus: King Solomon made himself a chariot of the wood of Lebanon. He made the pillars thereof of silver, the bottom thereof of gold, the covering of it purple, the midst thereof being paved with love for the daughters of Jerusalem. Wonderful glorying did Solomon in all his works. And Solomon's words, are they only and singularly after the manner of a chariot, in the literal sense, accompanied by a horse, maybe even with a rider? But hey, even that could be allegorical and speaking as to the one thing, and likewise representing also another. Could not the chariot Solomon spake of not only mean a mere chariot, but also even the temple itself? Yes? Was not the temple made with pillars? Was not the covering of it unique? Was not the midst thereof paved with love? As an aside, even much so, how was it that such peace covered the whole realm during the time of King Solomon? Well, apple seeds may only bear apples, but the fruit of the lips is from the Lord. Take, for example, one who doesn't care for tomatoes, even as from a youth. In age, has more of a care for tomatoes. Is it only that such a one grew to like the tomatoes? Or rather, was it the disdain, even the judging negatively of the tomatoes, that brought about the care, even the liking of the tomatoes at the last? Or was it even rather the thought thereof at the first, declaring the last in such a way that circumvents earthly understanding? Most rather, was it not of the Lord who provides the fruit of the lips and who declares the end even from the beginning, as it was thus spake by Isaiah? And likewise, as Solomon spake also, the sweetness of the lips increases learning. Cannot words be like unto a river, a strong river with its own course? And then from such, even a stream with its course. Even so, as words may have a plurality of meaning, the hearing of such words, even speech, may have a plurality of reason, with similar or dissimilar persons' hearts and inclinations thereafter. And moreover, Solomon spake, he that loves pureness of heart, for the grace of the lips, the king shall be his friend. Pureness of heart, for the grace of the lips. Could not it even be to the one such a thing, and to the other another? It was once said, the scriptures are as reading a long lost letter from your father. And bear with me here. The fruit of the lips is from the Lord, and God cannot lie. Take thus, even with the consideration of the seen versus the unseen. Also known as the temporary versus the everlasting. One might be intrigued to then find that just as the hearing of words, even instruction from one's own mother and father, have them their own place at that specific time and tense. And yea, yes, might they even have another place just the same, right on, at even a later time and tense in one's own life? What was it that Christ spake? If you knew the power of God, with much knowledge the Lord hath divided them. Remember, he giveth seed to the sower and bread to the eater. And also Solomon spake. The sweetness of the lips increases learning. Moving forward to the next part. Comes the heart. As does the parable that was spake in the Old Testament, and likewise by Paul, that we are a people that do always err in our heart. If I thinketh myself to know something, I know nothing. And if a man thinketh himself to be wise, it proves him a fool. And hey, there is even one who thinks himself to be without knowledge. And yet such a one is yet even closer to conveying knowledge. Hence, we are a people who do always err in our heart. Take, for example, setting at a stoplight, a long stoplight. My goodness, this is a long stoplight. And behold, thereafter comes the light change to green. We are a people who do always err in our heart. Or again, in a classroom, this instructor is always writing with this purple marker. And behold, the marker color changes. We are a people who do always err in our heart. Next, even along the lines of that which was spake in the book of Ecclesiasticus, be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity. To be not deceived or brought down in thy jollity or cheerfulness, right? Is not this clearly displayed in competition among so many other things? Even from a board game to athletics and so. Lastly, can a lily seed spring forth and then turn into the flower of a rose, a tulip, and also even then a lily? How then is it that words may have a meaning after one manner and also a meaning after another? Or the orange tree, can it bud forth with fruits of apples, pomegranates, and also oranges? How then is speech? is it that speech may even then have a reason after a certain manner, and likewise even a reason after another manner? The seeking of knowledge is as to the returning towards the roots of a comely and strong plant. And when one goes again, behold, a branch after thus manner, and another branch after thus manner, each their own, full of life and strength.